First off, I'm really sorry for that super cringy intro, but today I want to show you something that I've been trying to get myself more comfortable with shooting under stress. Before I get too far along, if you like this video, make sure you beat the piss out of that like button. And if you happen to like this video, make sure you subscribe so you can see more videos like this and other videos like it. If you happen to like it and know somebody that might enjoy this kind of content, go ahead and share it with that person and maybe they'll get a kick out of it. Maybe they'll learn something. Also, if you think this video and any other videos I put out are helpful for your shooting path, check out the CashApp link down below and maybe leave me a tip. That way I can do this on a more frequent basis. I can make more content like this, dig deeper into the autistic world of shooting so that I can put that content out to you and make you just as much of a shooting autist as the rest of the people in this community are. Let's move along into the routine itself. So the foundation of this is the Norwegian 4-4-4 protocol. That's what the Tabata timer is going to be for. I'm going to go for 4 minutes on the bike. I have a speedometer here. It doesn't tell the actual speed, but I'm shooting for about a 45 miles per hour speed consistently. So if I can go above or at 45 miles per hour over the course of the next 4 minutes, that's kind of my target. I started out about 38, 40. After about a week and a half, I'm now pretty consistently at about 45, and I can keep that tempo on a regular, steady rhythm while I'm doing this, for the most part. 4, 3, 2, 1, transition off. Here I'm gonna do a stretch for my left pec because it tends to get really tight and compress. Again, working my left shoulder. Transition to floor presses with the dumbbells. And I'll do about 12. Then I'll do 2 on the left side. We'll do some ab rollouts for core or trunk stability. And then do 2 pull-ups and then 2, and then up to 12 shrugs. We'll do some split squats. Some cable rows for back strength. And then in between, before we go back to the bike, that is when I'll gauge my time, 28 seconds. And that's when I'll go hit these targets. Shooting while walking. Trying to remember the fundamentals. And back on the bike. This is honestly kicking my ass because technically I've already done the full workout. These are just 2 additional bonus so that I can share it with you. And maybe you could do something like it. So that was a shortened version of the whole routine. The whole thing actually consists of 4 rounds. That's 8 minutes total per round, broken up into 2 portions of 4 minutes each. So that's 4 minutes on the bicycle at a pretty steady rhythm, and then 4 minutes of a variety of different movements that were unique to my own particular needs. And then I do that 4 times. And in between each of those rounds, each of those cycles, I go and do a couple of dry fire cycles as well. Again, those particular exercises, the things that I'm working on are unique to my needs. one of the things that I happen to be working on at the moment is learning to shoot and move, or shoot and walk or run at the same time, and also maintaining a decent sight picture, also being more intent on predictive shooting rather than reactive, and not necessarily waiting for really solid confirmation and just trying to do my best with whatever information I have in front of me, which it's relatively easy here because I'm really no more than about 2 yards away from the target at any given point, except maybe the target's behind me. From the mat to those targets is probably 3 to 4 yards, but that's still not a lot, and probably just a little bit closer than my usual Monday night USPSA matches that I do. All these, once again, are catered to my particular needs. The main intention with integrating the exercise portion with the dry fire portion is because, one, I work nights. I don't always have a lot of time to do this stuff, so I just smushed it all together. It actually completely goes against what the Norwegian 4x4 protocol actually is. You're supposed to do 4 minutes of a steady pace that's about conversational pace, and then you go to a much more easy, slower pace to kind of take a break in between. What I've done instead is I've ramped it all up to be close to maybe 60% on the bike, and then whatever intensity happens to be there when it comes to all the lifting and other movements off the bike. And then obviously here, when I get to the dry fire portion, I kind of ramp it up if I happen to be working on transitions from one position to another, because I really want to work on trying to push the threshold of what I'm doing. Because it's funny, when I watch myself in matches, I think I'm going so fast. And if you record your matches, you'll notice the same thing too. You think you're going so fast in the moment, but you're actually going pretty slow. So I want to develop all those things. I want to get to, and this is a principle that I learned in powerlifting, is you want to make your training much more intense than your actual competition, because then it makes your competition relatively easy. It takes away the need to occupy bandwidth that you could use for stage planning and really thinking through the stages, and makes it more second nature. You're more adaptable to the actual pressures and stresses of the actual match. Again, I just really want to reiterate this. This is by no means any kind of dogma. I don't think there's any kind of field manual that necessarily discusses this kind of stuff. I'm just taking principles of things I've learned from powerlifting to dry fire and all of the principles I'm learning with shooting, and trying to smash them all together to try and get as much learning stimulus as I can within a very compressed period of time with what little resources I have. Because probably like me, you probably don't have a lot of time. You don't always have the time or the money to go to the range and actually practice this stuff, so you can work on fundamentals and really elevate the level of stress so that you can be more comfortable operating under that amount of stress when it comes to competition. Or I think fundamentally what we're all trying to do is learn to develop these skills for that one chance encounter that we hope never happens in an actual self-defense scenario. Anyways, I hope somehow this was beneficial or useful to you. I know there's a lot of rambling, it's probably noisy, but it's been something that's on my mind for the longest time, and I really wanted to put it out there because I feel like it took me a while to develop this. Nothing crazy. It wasn't like in a lab and I took a lot of time sitting on a mountain to do it, but it took some time to develop this and really understand what my needs were and the things that I could incorporate within my own day-to-day to really make it work. So however you can make that work in your own day-to-day to integrate 2 activities in your day, that would be very practical and very handy and useful, especially in a relatively busy lifestyle. Again, if you happen to find this stuff useful, by all means, run a bill drill on the like button if you happen to like it. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And if you know somebody who you think could use this information and maybe could learn from it, go ahead and share this to them as well. Again, I've got links, and I've got a CashApp link down below so you can support me so that I can create more videos like this, so that hopefully we can continue to have this conversation and I can help you along as well on your whole shooting excursion journey path of self-discovery and whatnot. Anyway, it's been your boy Mark. Glad to be back. Hope I can do more videos like this. See you later. Bye.